Hello, this is James Hudnall and another episode of Creative Secrets. This is episode 31 and it's about story values, something that is extremely important, like a lot of things that I've talked about. This is one of the more important things that I can teach you, and if you can fit it into your story, it's going to make all the difference. The question is, what is a story value? I've hinted at it in earlier videos, but now I'm going to get into it in more detail. It's basically the difference that happens in between the beginning and the end of the story to the character. How the positive or negative value that the character finds himself into gets. The more extremely positive and the more extremely negative creates a huge contrast in values. And it also makes an emotional point. If you manage to make the audience feel for the character, if you actually engage them in the story, then the values will allow you to make the story much more exciting. And let's not get into puns, but it's basically the value of the story. It's what makes the story more meaningful if the character actually gets put through paces. That's why we call it story values, because these things should matter and they should make you feel like something really happened to the character. It makes the character and the story much more relevant than a normal story where it's just a series of events and whatever, it's over. This is where you walk away from the story and you feel like, God, that was incredible. That character went through so much. So let me explain it in a little bit more detail. Story values are the levels a conflict can pass through from positive to negative. They are the limits of human experience. You can take a hero through all the levels of human experience to craft a completely satisfying tale. Once you understand these levels, you can then set the goals you need to meet the story's end. Values are the points on a curve given in any status or emotional state a person can take. There are 4 levels of story values: positive, compromised, negative, and detrimental. Let's examine what these are. Positive are the values we want in our life to be experiencing. This is when things are great. Everything is coming up roses. You're at the top of the heap. Examples of positive values are love, wealthy, justice, truth, healthy, free. Those are the things you want. Compromise is when you enter the plane of values where things go on the skids or on the downward spiral. You're still in the positive, but things are going downhill. Examples are indifference, broke, unfairness, sick, constrained. You're not in the negative yet, but you're getting there fast. Negative is when you hit bottom. This is when you enter the territory of negative values. It's the skids, the pits, etc. It is the destructive value, not one of the most destructive. Things could still get worse, but worse is something you don't even want to think about. Examples are hate, bankruptcy, injustice, lies, dead, imprisoned. And then finally you have detrimental values. If negative is when you hit bottom, detrimental is when the bottom falls out from you. Once you've hit this realm of detrimental, you can only lose or win, because you can only go up from there. There's no other way to go other than dying. You've reached the end of the line. Examples are hate masquerading as love, in debt to a murderous loan shark or the mob, tyranny, self-deception, undead, in the concentration camp. So, for example, let's return to our old friend, the story circle. And the story starts with your character who's innocent. They're also ignorant of what's to come. But then they discover something is wrong or something needs to be fixed. So they're slowly entering into the realm of learning, knowledge. And at this point, they don't know much, but they know they need to do something. So already we're in a story value situation where we've entered in the realm of compromised. Compromise means that things are going downhill. We don't even know how fast yet. But once we cross over into the threshold of the unknown, of the chaos, the world that we don't know, the world of mystery and adventure, then we're in a process of learning or else. Because at the middle point, where we call find, we've discovered that it's a do or die situation if we do not achieve what we're looking for, what we're trying to get. It's a do or die, meaning that all will be lost if we don't succeed. You will either die or we'll never get back what we're trying to save. Then we go through the process of revitalization and coming out of our hole. So we're fighting back, we're learning things, we're getting empowered. Our knowledge is helping us. So we start from a state of innocence to growing knowledge and mastery. We still haven't mastered what we need to do, but that is something we'll do as we get into the climax. So once we get into the positive realm again, where it looks like things are turning our way, then we gain full mastery and knowledge as we return to the end. That's in a good situation, obviously. But the point is, we took ourselves, our character, through all of these story values. The thing to remember is story values are incredibly important and effective simply because we relate to characters who struggle and succeed. We like characters who master their difficulties, that achieve what they seek to do against all odds. We're bored with characters who already started out with everything to their advantage. The current term Mary Sue kind of defines people who are entitled and privileged. People who already have money and they already have success and they already have these things and they don't lose it very much and they just manage to come out the other side without a lot of struggle. Those kind of stories are boring, and that's why a lot of these movies and television shows today that don't get this are not doing so well, because they don't understand that people relate to struggle. They don't relate to easygoing, easy to achieve nonsense. People need to earn what they achieve. It's more valuable. We don't value things that we can get easily. That's why rich people can throw away, beautiful clothes or jewels or whatever if they feel like it, because they can just get another one. Whereas people who are struggling, they can't afford to do that. They have to live with what they've got and try to make the most of it. I've been to third world countries and seen how people might be poor, but they take great pride in the places they live, and they keep them very nice inside, even though the building looks like it's going to fall down. If you go in the person's apartment, it's very nice. They put a lot of effort into it. It's because they take pride in those things that they have. And this is also true of a story. The story should be about something that people can relate to, and people should care about what happens at the end. The audience should care that the hero succeeded, and they're not going to care unless the character goes through the paces, which is what you should put them through. So that's the value of story values, and I hope you use them because it's very important. That's all for now. Thanks again for supporting this channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Please like this video. I really could use the likes I can get, all the subscriptions I can get. It'll really help this channel. And I will see you again soon, and I appreciate the support. Thank you very much.